This road runs north and south. And this is the fence line. This is the northern boundary line of the Kiowa original allotment. This is the northeast corner of the allotment. And of course the blacktop is here. There's a report that the person or the people that were down in the creek growing the marijuana crop, at some point I guess they would come here. Somebody would come and let them off here at this point, and then they would cross the fence here, and then they would go west along the fence here down to where the creek is. Here are some wild plums, and they are all over this allotment. This is my grandfather's allotment, Lone Bear, and there are other wild plums thickets. Not just here, but over on the other side of those cedar trees there. And there's a lot of them over in that area there. There's a clump of wild plum thickets right there, and about 200, 300 yards where those cedar trees are, there's some more thickets. And there's sumac. There's sumac here also. And prickly pear. Back in that direction, you can kind of see a clearing there. That is one of the plots of where they were growing the marijuana crop. And about 75 yards further east of that was the camp where the growers were camping out. And over there is another plot that they were using. This plot here is, I guess, the westernmost plot on this my grandpa's allotment that they were using. You can't do this, particularly on federal land. This is Indian allotment land, but it's still considered federal property in a sense. So you can't do this on federal land. My sisters and my cousins and friends of mine would come down in the creek here. In this particular area, my buddies would come down in here with me, and we'd all play army. We would run in through these deep gullies here, or these pathways that the cows would take to get down into the creek to drink water. They would come down these deep paths here, and we would use them to play army. And we would have hours and hours of fun down here. So it's a place of my childhood, and I personally feel that it's been violated. This area, this creek this place of my grandfather's doesn't have just ecological value to it or natural value to it. It also has a aesthetic value, and it has a spiritual value to it also, because I feel that there is a spirit in everything and every place, and there is a spirit here too, and it's all been corrupted, it's all been violated, it's all been desecrated. For what? For drug money. This place has been violated. The ground here has been tore up. Now, some people don't think that that's particularly significant, but to me it is. Because I don't care what anybody else says. This place was a sacred place because it belonged in a family, and the family used this place, and they were very industrious. They would cut down branches and trees, or branches and twigs off the trees, and then they would put them in those places there to prevent the cattle or the cows from coming down in here. They were trying to protect their marijuana crop. So they were very industrious. Okay, here's the fence line. This is the westernmost border of the Lone Bear original allotment. Just on the other side, of course, is the white man property. So the question is, how is it that the Mexican nationals, who probably don't know anything about Indian land, who probably don't know anything about the Bureau of Indian Affairs and the area office, how do they know that this is Indian property? How did they know where it ended? How did they know where it began? And this isn't the only property that was Indian property, or even Kiowa property, that they knew where the boundaries of the land were. So that's something that certainly needs to be investigated, in my opinion.